Hey everyone! Seedling! Welcome back to the Growth Mind, the place where we dive deep into the human mind, emotions, and the hidden layers of self-discovery. Today, we're exploring something many of us have silently experienced. Why do people change when you start loving yourself? Why do some become distant? Why do some get upset? And why do some disappear completely, just when you finally start respecting your worth? Let's unfold the truth behind this emotional mystery. Part 1. The beginning, when you stop chasing love. There comes a point in life when you finally get tired. Tired of pleasing everyone. Tired of explaining yourself. Tired of chasing validation. You look in the mirror one day and realize, I can't keep betraying myself to be loved by others. And that's the beginning of self-love. Not selfies, not quotes, not comfort zones, but courage. The courage to choose peace over approval, boundaries over attachment, and authenticity over popularity. But the moment you do that, you'll notice something strange. The world around you starts to shift. People you thought would support you suddenly change. They act distant, irritated, or cold. And you'll start to wonder, what did I do wrong? But the truth is, you didn't do anything wrong. You just stopped playing small. Seedling Part 2. Energy doesn't lie. You see, when you start loving yourself, your energy changes. And energy never lies. You stop vibrating on the frequency of fear and dependency, and rise to the frequency of confidence and self-worth. That shift might be invisible to the eye, but deeply felt by everyone around you. People who were used to your silence now feel uncomfortable with your strength. People who benefited from your kindness now call you changed or different. But you're not different. You're finally yourself. Remember this. When you heal, you trigger the unhealed parts of others. Your growth becomes a mirror, reflecting their insecurities. Some will be inspired, and some will be intimidated. Sparkles Part 3. The Mirror Effect. Human relationships are mirrors. They reflect not who others are, but who you are being. When you used to doubt yourself, you attracted people who took advantage. When you used to ignore your emotions, you attracted people who ignored you too. But the day you begin to honor your worth, that mirror changes. Suddenly, you see who truly values your soul, and who was only comfortable with your wounds. Because some people didn't love you. They loved the version of you that didn't love yourself. The version that said yes, even when you wanted to say no. The version that tolerated disrespect in the name of love. And when that version dies, some relationships die with it. Blossom Part 4. Why they pull away. Let's understand the psychology behind it. When you start loving yourself, you naturally set boundaries. You no longer allow emotional manipulation, guilt-tripping, or disrespect. To the ones who truly love you, this feels like relief. To the ones who were using you, this feels like loss. They lose control over your emotions. They lose access to your energy. They lose the ability to make you feel not enough. So what do? They project. They call you selfish, cold, or distant. But don't fall for it. This is not arrogance. This is alignment. You're not being rude, you're being real. And that's something not everyone can handle. Dove, Part 5. Love versus attachment. There's a deep difference between love and attachment. Attachment says, I need you to make me feel whole. Love says, I am whole and I want to share that with you. When you start loving yourself, you no longer seek love out of emptiness. You give love out of fullness. That energy shift changes the kind of people you attract. The takers fade away, and the givers begin to appear. But here's the catch. Before the new arrives, the old will test you. People from your past may return. trying to pull you back into old patterns. Not because they miss you, but because they miss the control. That's when your self-love is truly tested. Crescent Moon Part 6, The Loneliness Phase. Every healing journey passes through a lonely phase. You'll lose connections, friends, maybe even family energy that once felt like home. But understand this. You're not lonely, you're cleansing. You're shedding old vibrations. Like a butterfly leaving the cocoon. You'll feel tight and trapped before you're ready to fly. And yes, it hurts. Healing always does. But that pain is not punishment, it's purification. Because the people meant for your higher self cannot meet you at your lower self. Let go. What's meant to stay will never require you to shrink. Dizzy Part 7, The Transformation. Once you fully embrace self-love, something magical happens. You stop begging for love. You stop explaining your worth. You stop fearing rejection. Instead, you start radiating peace. And peace is magnetic. You attract people who speak your soul's language, conversations that nourish your spirit, and connections that respect your energy. You realize that love was never supposed to hurt. It was supposed to grow you. Self-love doesn't make you selfish, it makes you sacred, because only when your own cup is full can you pour into others without resentment. Sunflower Part 8, The Spiritual Truth. Spiritually speaking, the universe mirrors your relationship with yourself. If you ignore your needs, the world sends people who ignore you. If you doubt your worth, the world sends people who make you question it even more. But when you start saying, I am enough, I am worthy, I deserve peace, the universe rearranges itself to match that vibration. That's not magic, it's alignment. You don't chase anymore. You attract. Not because you're lucky, but because you're finally ready. Sun Part 9, The Final Realization. So if people change when you start loving yourself, don't be sad. Be grateful. They're showing you who was there for the old you, and who is ready for the real you. Let them go with peace, and walk into your new reality with confidence. Because self-love isn't the end of love. It's the beginning of the right kind of love. Headphone Outro. Thank you for watching The Growth Mind. Seedling. If this message touched your heart, take a deep breath and remind yourself, you don't need to prove your worth to anyone. You are already enough. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with someone who's learning to love themselves again. Until next time, stay growing, stay glowing, and remember, the most powerful love story you'll ever live is the one with yourself.